Hello viewers. Welcome to another episode of Quality Videos. Today's episode revolves around an unfortunate event. It was indeed the greatest heist of the century. But before moving forward, please like and subscribe our channel for more quality videos. Viewers, only God have the right of adoration, praise and worship. But the sense of greed takes control of one's mind and destroys all the thinking ability. Guys, you have to remember that in search of more money, power and possession, human can do the worst. Some people want to be majestic. They want all the power, hence for that their greed overpowers them. It's a saying that money can't buy happiness, but this is not the case for some people. Some people know how to plan and manifest their fate. They would reach to any extent. They won't bother if the chosen path is right or wrong. Generally, the end is not applaudable. A similar event took place in past. It was considered to be the most hyped happening of the century. So, let's move on to the person who was brilliant, but he chose his excellency somewhere beyond imagination. So guys, to know more about this person and this heist, we have to travel to a very beautiful city in southern France called Nice. In 1932, a boy was born on 14 December to Richard and Marcel Spaggiari. He grew up in Heist. At the age of 19, he got in military as paratrooper in Indochina War. After that, he was soon court-martialed because of the incident happened. Some people say that he tried to rob a person. According to that, he was a part of that assault. Some people also say that this was a one-on-one combat due to some unknown reason. For this offense, he was sentenced to 4 years of jail. After the release of Spaggiari, he wants to work as a secret agent as an undercover. He joined Organization Army Secret, OAS. This organization worked to prevent Algeria's independence from French colonials' rule. Viewers, this was resistance group which planned act of associations, terrorist attacks, but called it self-defense. Spaggiari joined this force, and due to some trouble, he again got sentenced for 3.5 years on allegations of political terrorism. After completing his sentence in jail, he moved to Nice with his wife Audie. After the time spent in jail, he wanted to live in serenity. So he chooses to live on a farm. He enjoyed his time with his wife Audie. Now comes another turn in life. He was contacted by Chilean secret police. They want Spaggiari from Chilean state and report them whatever is happening. This was a secret intelligence agency during the dictatorship of Pinochet. The DNA was referred to this agency. Spaggiari had very good terms with Pinochet. According to some official reports, DNA was involved in some nasty events. They were involved in some major assassinations. Viewers, some people believe that killing Salvador Allende was Spaggiari work. At that time, Allende worked as socialist who was committed to democracy, which was indeed against Pinochet. Guys, Spaggiari had a spontaneous personality. He wanted to do something adventurous. He always thought that living simple, ordinary life was not his thing. His mind came with an absurd plan. He was walking on the pathway. He noticed that the manhole was really close to the bank. He thought that the sewer line must lead to the building. The bank was one of the most famous banks of Nice. Many famous and rich people had accounts in this bank. Spaggiari thought that the vault of the bank must be heavily treasured. Now his mind was working on the viscous plan. Guys, at first, he thought he could do this alone, but he knew that it would not be possible. He went to local gangsters group and shared his ideas, but because of the sensitivity of the area and working environment, the gang refused. Some people say he contacted his OAS team, but they also refused, so he searched for more people. He finally found a gang which were famous for working in similar conditions. He got hold of them and they agreed. So guys, now as the plan executes, they needed more expertise, as the work was not easy. They had to figure out the plan to hire people. They needed engineers, technicians, doctors, and those who used ammunitions. He had 20 people in his team by now. In his clever mind came another idea. He acquired a locker inside the vault. He went inside and observed all the details. Some even say that he took pictures of every inch, but this can't be confirmed. He drafted the plan in his mind, just by standing in front of the box. Then he played smart. He kept an alarm clock in his box to find the exact position of the vault. He set the alarm exactly at midnight. Every night, when alarm goes on, he uses to trace the sound with men. Some investigation also say that he kept an alarm to check if vault had any security system reacting to sound and vibrations. He did this check the security lapse of the vault. He checked for the sound and vibrations, as drilling underground can cause security alert. This is how he got to know that vault wasn't secure enough. So guys, after the thorough checking of the vault, the gang started to work. Now real challenges came in their way. They underestimated the living conditions underground. As they worked further, the smell and impure environment made it worse to work. Initially, the drilling started easily. They used 30 tanks of acetylene as the fuel. It was quite a hard work to take those tanks down there. They used to carry the belongings and equipment on rafts. The toxic smell from the sewer was so much that one of the diggers fainted. After the team members' condition, they re-strategized. They included more people on the team. They ended up deciding that there will be 2 teams working together. One team will work for 10 mins and then come out. Their next team takes the place. This is how they will spend less time inside. They had to dig 26 feet tunnel from the sewer. They also installed hundreds of meters of electric cables for lighting. They had picnic tables to have meals there. They were practically living there for months. So, by now everything was fine, but now came one more challenge. When the drill reached near the vault, they started to corrode. They found the wall of concrete around the vault. They needed more heavy equipment to break. Spaggiari arranged jackhammers to break the concrete, which led to some delay in time. They used jackhammers and finally broke through the wall. Guys, here comes the grande final. On 16th July 1976, it was a long weekend due to French Day. Majority people were vacationing. They got inside the vault. As we know, Spaggiari had vigilant mind. The first thing after entering the vault was to weld the vault's door from inside. He thought if in case anybody tries to break in, they will have time to flee. Spaggiari and the team had enough time to take all the valuables they can. They were in no rush. They even had a good meal inside the vault. Some members even took nap between the heist. They took back notes, currencies, valuable things, diamond bond, everything they wanted. They tried hard to take all the things, but there were 4,000 lockers inside. They only took 10% of it. When Spaggiari was satisfied by the number of valuables, they started to pack up. Once they were about to leave, Spaggiari came back and wrote some words on the wall. These words claimed to be the motto of the heist later: without hatred, without arms and without violence. He mocked the bank and cops about his deed. He clearly meant that he did this all without hurting a single person, without any violence and without using weapons. Spaggiari and his team members spent 27 hours inside the vault. More than one day was spent inside. This was also a uniqueness found in this robbery. This was insane. They partied and celebrated with champagne inside the vault. Viewers, now after 4 hours of the robbery, the bank opened. The first thing the manager did was to check on the vault as per the routine. He tried to open the vault, but it felt stuck. They tried using new keys, but it was no use. They called higher authorities and still there was nothing. Nobody could understand what has happened. The police were called. When the crowd saw police coming in and professionals were called, they starting to sense something. Things got bad when they saw equipment to break wall going inside. The crowd knew something was not right. Soon after, media started to act and report about some unfortunate happenings inside. When the police broke inside the vault, they found massive chaos. They did not have anything except the words written on the wall. They did not have any clue what has happened. They checked through every inch of vault and sewer, but could not find a fingerprint. The police gave this gang name the Sewer Rats, as their pattern of working was very similar to the rats living in the sewer. After some time, one of the team members' ex-girlfriend tipped the police about her boyfriend being part of the heist. She gave all the details about the stuff she knew. Police got the man arrested and interrogated him. They bribed him to lessen his sentence if he cooperates to tell the name of mastermind. From there, police got Albert Spaggiari name. Now there was no option to escape. For the world, he was just another photographer, as he looked innocent. They arrested him. He was asked about the plot and execution of the plan. At that time, around 30 to 40 million euros was stolen, and that was a huge amount in that time. He had to accept his fate. Spaggiari was majorly questioned about the plan, but Spaggiari was not easy to crack. He agreed to share the plan. He made a plan that was just a fantasy. 4 to 5 meetings were held with judge in which he shared made-up story to increase curiosity. So one day, judge called him to his chamber to understand his plan. He went to his trial with his defense attorney was Jacques Perret. While presenting his bogus coded plan, he distracted the judge, who was Richard Bouazizi, and jumped from the window. He landed on a car. A motorbike was waiting for him outside. He escaped and waved the judge bye. It's also said that he gave 5,000 francs to the owner of the car via mail. Judge accused French minister, who was former motorcyclist, of helping Spaggiari escaped. After that, nobody heard about him for 13 years. He used plastic surgery to come in France and meet his wife Audie. He used to go back to Argentine after that. He missed his trials, so life of imprisonment was his sentence. In 2010, Jacques Cassandri published a book, The Truth About the Nice Heist. He took the responsibility of the heist. He said that Spaggiari played a small role and cannot be prosecuted to that crime. Viewers, one should know that greed takes man nowhere. He lived life in freedom, but on the cost of tainted identity. He compromised on living with someone he loved. He didn't stay at one place for long. He was a heavy smoker. At the age of 57, he was found dead in his mother's yard. He died of lung cancer. Viewers, money can buy happiness according to him. He made it possible, but not for long. One has to die one day or another. So, this is the story of the most hyped heists of that era. I hope you like it, and we will come back to you with another interesting episode of Quality Videos. But don't forget to like and subscribe the channel.